according to an in-body scan that I also replicated a bit later.
I thought Menno was better than this. And so the best comment I do believe is, this was surprisingly unhelpful. And so in today's video, what body fat percentages really look like. 50 actual DEXA scams. And so do people not get it? It's kind of like when you ask women to rate themselves, everyone's a 10. And so regardless if they're 400 pounds, oh yeah, I'm a 10. And so people don't know what body fat percentage they are. They don't know how to guess. The same way the DEXA scam is simply guessing. It doesn't actually know. And so Menno Henselman, well, he's coached all these athletes and he has the data. You know, he's going strictly by science. And so we're going to see, does the DEXA scam and the in-body scam, do they all present an accurate body fat percentage? Or can I do a better job? We're going to watch these body fat percentages and we're going to see, do you believe the results or do you more so believe mine?
Most of the body fat percentage estimates that people get in real life are based on crappy body fat estimation methods like skin fold calipers and bioelectrical impedance scales.
And so most of the results people are getting are based on crappy methods. You know, they use the skin fold calipers. They've been doing this for about 30 years. And so the problem is you need a person who knows how to do the testing. They need to have the skills. If they measure improperly, imperfectly, obviously it's going to be significantly off. Or in-body tests. For example, bioelectrical impedance scales. If you think that you can step onto a scale and it's going to accurately determine your body fat, then you probably also believe that Hussein Farhad has a polymorphism that makes him keep all those gains.
So when you step on one of those body fat scales, where you get a skin fold caliper expert to measure your body fat percentage, it typically significantly underestimates your body fat percentage if you have a substantial amount of muscle mass.
And so he's saying this underestimates your body fat if you have a substantial amount of muscle mass. This is not true. I mean, how could it be? Why would he say that? And so he's saying that these tests, they significantly underestimate your body fat percentage if you have a lot of muscle. I consider that I have a lot of muscle. And so you might be thinking, hey, you're a manlet, you don't have a lot of anything. Hey, I have a lot of money in my wallet. Now, when I did the in-body test, bioelectrical impedance testing, I had 19.8%. And so if it significantly underestimated my body fat, do I have 25% body fat? I mean, do I look like I'm 25%? Do I look like I'm 19.8%? Do I even look like I'm 9.8%? Or do I even look leaner than that? And so, how is this inaccurate? My skin fold calipers have me at around 8% body fat. This is about 8% body fat. Where is it inaccurate? And so, one problem with estimating body fat percentages is that most people that show you their body fat percentage show you one part of their body. Hey, look, I have abs, I have 8%. What if you have fat-looking legs? So for example, Matt does fitness, he has an amazing upper body, but he stores body fat in his legs. And so if you see his upper body and compares to his lower body, he's significantly leaner in his upper body. Same for Will Tennyson. And so these guys, if they flex the back, they're gonna look shredded. But when you see their legs, you realize there is a little bit of body fat being held on. For myself, there is not a significant amount of body fat. And so overall, this is 8%. And remember, I didn't even show my back. And so if you have shredded abdominals, quads, and so on, but if you turn around and your hamstrings are fat, your back doesn't have a Christmas tree, then you're not 8% either.
Unfortunately, those laboratories are not so easy to find, and they are expensive and time-consuming.
And so if you're actually going to use a method to see what your body fat percentage is and be 100% accurate, it's an MRI. It's not a DEXA scan, it's not bioelectrical impedance, and it's not even Lang skin-fold calipers. The MRI is even more accurate than Coach Greg's laser eyes, and so unless it's an MRI, you do not know exactly what you're holding.
Starting at the low end of body fat percentage, we have Wesley Vissers at 4.1% according to DEXA scans.
And so Wesley, 4.1% DEXA scan, it's pretty accurate. I mean, let's be honest. Potentially, he might even be a little bit lower. He might be in the upper threes, but it's very accurate. Whenever you see a bodybuilder, competitive bodybuilder on stage, shredded, head to toe, quads, hamstrings, glutes, everything, you can see striations everywhere. They're probably below 4% body fat. Now, if they're looking to be a little bit off, they're still peeled, they still have amazing quads, but maybe one or two body parts, maybe it looks like they're holding water, they're probably closer to 5% or perhaps even a little bit more.
This is about as lean as it gets because essential body fat levels for men are 2 to 5% body fat.
And so essentially saying 2 to 5% body fat is essential fat, I always say it's about 3% body fat. That's the least amount of fat that you can survive on. And so if somebody, for example, Ronnie Coleman says he's negative 0.33% body fat, well, it isn't true. He would be dead.
They would dip me underwater and my numbers were negative. It was like -2 body fat.
For example, here you can see Alberto Nunez at 6.1% body fat according to DEXA scans. He still has a complete Christmas tree, muscle striations, and lots of vascularity.
Yeah, fair enough. 6% body fat. It looks accurate to me.
Here we see 8% body fat, still absolutely shredded.
Nope, below 8%. You do not have cross striations like this. When you're at 8% body fat, it's from side to side, every muscle. Look at the delts. Striations. Looks like he has a heart muscle. Look at that. You can see a deep groove in the chest. I do not have this. Chest peeled, striations running through, abs amazing, obliques on the side. Wow, this guy is stage ready. And what about the quads? Is he lacking there? He has the vastus lateralis, medialis, that's the teardrop. He even has the coccymus muscle showing through. Striations abound. I see sartorius and he even has a vascularity. This bro is peeled. Now, is it possible he has 8%? It still is. He's not showing his back. And so if he turned around and his fat was dripping off of him on the back, it looked hideous. What happened, bro? Like, what is going on? Perhaps you need liposuction or something going on. Then maybe you could have 8%. But when you look like this, no. You're 6 or less. This is peeled. And so he quickly shows us Alberto Nunez at 6.1%. Bro is 6.1%. And so we already know that it could be off. Imagine showing up like this at your bodybuilding competition and they say, yeah, you know, you have about 4% body fat to lose. But Wesley Vissers, he was 4.1%. Do you really think he needs to lose 4%? That's half. If you're at 8% body fat to get to 4, you have to lose half of it. Does anyone think he has half of his body fat yet to lose in order to be truly shredded? He's 6%. He could even be less. And bro, he doesn't even have a proper I mean, honestly, does he not look leaner than Mike Israetel, who had a DEXA scan of about 6.1%? If Mike is at 6% body fat, how is he at 8?
And then we get to about 10% body fat. This is 9.6 versus 10.6. The difference between that is basically not visually discernible for most people.
And so 9.6 to 10.6, I mean, the only difference I see is a proper tan. It's possible that he's 10.6%, but in a man like this, I would say likely he's a little bit higher. He doesn't have the chisels on the side. He could be a little bit harder. What did he say? But remember, we don't see his back and we do not see his legs. And so if he pulls down the pants and he has some cross striations, he's probably at 10%. But if he doesn't, if he's holding a little bit of body fat, he's probably closer to 12%.
Here you can see yours truly as well, with 10% body fat.
Delusional. Delusional. It's not 10%. I'm not saying he doesn't look good. He looks amazing. He's got a couple of the abs showing through. He's got a little bit of vascularity. I see a line going through right here. but there are no striations in the delts. There's none whatsoever in the pecs. He just looks good. He's around 12%. Maybe he's at 13. Very healthy, leaner than 98% of the population. But it's not 10%. Now, it's possible. If he were to show the quads and he had zippers going through, the cox maximus was protruding outwards, hamstrings dialed in, peeled back, talking Will Tennyson peeled, he could be at 10%. But based on what I'm seeing, based on my knowledge of over 30 years of testing body fat, it isn't 10%. Now, in 20 years from now, when he gets more experience, he'll perhaps be able to judge a little bit more accurately. But remember, he doesn't have my laser eyes. He's lean, yes, fit, absolutely. But this is not 10.3%. You can see the abs, they're there. And this is in very good lighting. It isn't even close. He should be seeing striations. And remember, he doesn't have pec striations going through. We didn't see striations of the shoulders. And so that previous guy, if he's 8%, is it even possible that this guy is 10? Just let's think about it. If he lost 2% body fat, would he look like bro with 8% body fat? 2%. Let's say he weighs 200 pounds. You think if he lost 4 pounds, he would be mind-blowing shredded, could stand up on stage, and perhaps win a natural bodybuilding competition? I don't think it. Bro, who he said had 8%, he looks stage ready. And so, who do you think is more accurate? The DEXA scam or myself? If you had your life depend on it and he was to go in an MRI machine, would you say probably 10.3%? Or would you guess a little bit higher? And to the opposite extent, bro at 8% body fat, in the MRI, the one that's actually accurate, you think he would be a little bit lower.
According to an in-body scan that I also replicated a bit later,
I thought Menno was better than this. According to in-body scan. Okay, well, shall we show a photo of Coach Greg? This is 19.8% on in-body scan. It's too bad that Menno wasn't using my own body as a reference standard for body fat percentage, because I recently had it tested. I was on the cruise ship and I was at 19.8%. And Marie, I think she had 23% body fat, and she's still scarred to this day. I only got my own body fat tested to prove to her that it's not accurate. They tested her, put her on the machine, you're doing all the things, you pay to $80, whatever, and they spit out a number. It's a guess. And so when that number was 23% body fat, and she's closer to 18, 19% body fat, she's actually very lean. Perhaps you've seen Mepsogram. She's quite peeled. She was traumatized. Many people, they are slaves to the number, not me. Other people are slaves, and I try to tell them it's okay, it's just a number. And so if I'm actually 19.8% body fat, do you look like I care? Let's say I'm 19.8%. I'm happy with how I look. That's fine. It's just a number. And so if you step on that scale and it's 19.8%, or it says you weigh 280 pounds or 260 pounds or 140 pounds or 135, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is, are you fit? Are you healthy? And are you happy? That's what counts.
so this is a pretty good estimate, I think, of 10% body fat.
I mean, the level of delusion. Is he actually a girl? Is Menno an obese woman? Because why is he glazing himself? This is full six-pack level. And you know what else we should do? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. You know what he'd probably say? Hey, just like my body fat, I'm also a 10. No, you're not. And no, I'm not suggesting he's a 12. That's his body fat.
Then you can see that this is full six-pack level at 10% body fat.
If this is full six-pack level, what was the guy with 6% body fat? If they're both full implies you can't add anything more. You're full. I am full. I can't keep eating. Hey, the glass is full. I'm full of water. I can't put any more in. Now, is he displaying a full six-pack? No, partial, absolutely. Decent abs. They're visible abs, but it's not a full-blown six-pack.